An insider account of the battle to stop Brexit being watered down or overturned lifts the lid on a secret campaign which saw Tory MPs adopt the tactics of a shadow government. Former Defense Minister Mark Francois and his 27 fellow Spartans used every political tool at their disposal to prevent the withdrawal agreement negotiated by Theresa May becoming law. In his new book, Spartan Victory, Mr. Francois describes how he grew convinced that Brussels wanted to trap the UK in its customs union so that we would never have really left the European Union at all. Government whips worked to corral MPs into voting for the deal, but Mr. Francois was at the centre of a secret parallel operation to target MPs and persuade them to reject it. The members of this core team of buddies was kept secret even from senior figures in the pro-Brexit European Research Group, ev3ry. The book reveals their number included now International Trade Secretary Anne-Marie Trevelyan and Chief Secretary to the Treasury Simon Clarke. It states that it is difficult to exaggerate the pressure MPs came under to back the government in the third meaningful vote, with one member of the ev3ry offered a position as a Minister of State while others were promised multi-million-pound investment in their constituencies. Their resistance campaign attracted international attention, and senior members of the ev3ry were invited to dine with US Speaker Nancy Pelosi at one of London's top restaurants. There, she did not like being challenged on her understanding of Northern Ireland, saying, "Don't patronize us, we didn't come all this way just to be patronized." ev3ry Chairman Jacob Rees-Mogg, now leader of the House of Commons, diffused tensions, but Mr. Francois says he thought, "How dare you fly all the way across the Atlantic to tell us how to run our own country?" During the Tory leadership election, Boris Johnson was twice grilled by the ev3ry on his Brexiteer credentials. Mr. Francois claims that the future PM had been coached by former Conservative leader, Sir Ian Duncan Smith. When a rehearsal for the meeting with the ev3ry had not gone well, the book claims, Sir Ian told Mr. Johnson, "You are going to need much better answers than that if you are going to get Steve, Baker and Francois to support you, Boris, let alone Bill Cash." When the leadership audition took place, Mr. Johnson was asked if was telling the MPs that on his watch the UK would leave the EU on October 31 come hell or high water. He replied that this was exactly his position, because if the country didn't cut the cord with Brussels, then this party will soon cease to exist. Mr. Francois is convinced that most of his parliamentary colleagues had barely read a word of the withdrawal agreement. He claims that when, after Mr. Johnson came to power, he asked Dominic Cummings if he had read it, the top aide replied, "No, I haven't." Mr. Francois pays tribute to former UKIP leader Nigel Farage, saying, "I believe it is absolutely true to say that, if Nigel had never been born, there would never have been an in/out referendum in 2016 and that we would still be in the European Union to this today." However, he says that the small group of Spartans who doomed Mrs. May's attempts to get a Brexit deal through Parliament literally saved their country from becoming a vassal state.